So let's talk about media bias a little bit, shall we? You see, there's a story that if you swim in our particular political circles, maybe you're more right-leaning or libertarian, you've probably heard of it. But if you're more liberal, more left-leaning, if you pay attention to the mainstream media, you probably haven't heard about this particular story. The story is that just last week, a young man, his girlfriend, and his girlfriend's parents went out to eat at a cheesecake factory. Now, this young man happened to be a Republican, and he happened to be a Trump supporter and was wearing a Make America Great Again hat. So what happened during this particular dining experience at the Cheesecake Factory? Well, one by one, the employees began to openly, verbally ridicule this man at his table. They began to harass him up to and including not allowing him to leave the table when he wanted to get up and leave. Well, a lot of you out there would probably say, well, if you're liberal, hey, he's probably a racist, right? He's probably just a stone cold racist. Who else would run around town openly wearing a Make America Great Again hat? He's probably a racist, redneck idiot, and he probably deserved it. He probably said something racist while he was at the table that caught the attention of an employee or whatever it may be, right? Right? Wrong. Because this young man was black. He was a black Republican Trump supporter. And he began to get ridiculed, just as I said, by the employees, by every single employee of this particular Cheesecake Factory, up to and including being called repeatedly the N-word. That's right, a bunch of Cheesecake Factory employees were running around calling a black man the N-word. And where's the media outrage? Where's the CEO of Cheesecake Factory making a video apologizing and saying he's going to shut down all his stores for some sensitivity training? I mean, we remember when this happened at Starbucks, right? Two idiots wanting to start a scene went into a Starbucks to use the restroom, were told, hey, that's for customers only. They stayed there on the premises, even being asked to leave. They still stayed on the premises. To the point that they said, look, we're going to have to call the cops if you don't leave. You're not buying anything. You're not a customer. Please just go. They stayed. They called the cops. Cops came, arrested them because they wouldn't leave. They even told the cops they weren't going to leave. The cops said, please guys, just go. They started insulting the police. This was 100% a situation where these two guys started this trouble. It wasn't racist at all. They were troublemakers. The police even said they were the instigators of this situation, yet the CEO of Starbucks and Starbucks as a whole has to apologize for this racist injustice, right? That's what just happened a month ago. But the Cheesecake Factory can call a young black man the N-word repeatedly over the course of his dining experience, and nothing. I mean, sure, the story's out there. I did a quick Google search and I could find links to the story. CNN put it up. I think Time did put it up. I couldn't find it on MSNBC, but I'm sure it's there somewhere. But it wasn't publicly shouted from the rooftops like when Subway just asked a couple of non-customers to leave the premises because they were making trouble. Do you see the media bias here? Do you understand what's really going on in this country right now? How we're being manipulated by a media that has an agenda? Because if this had happened to a young black man who wasn't wearing a Make America Great Again hat, oh, plastered everywhere. His name up in lights, billboards everywhere. Oh, the injustice! We must bring down the Cheesecake Factory, right? Right? That's what would be going on right now. But because this guy was a Trump supporter, because this guy was, worse yet, a black Trump supporter, he doesn't fit the agenda. He doesn't fit into the neat little box that they need him to fit into. So they publish the story on their website and they bury it and push it away and they don't talk about it. And there is no national cry to bring down the Cheesecake Factory, as there probably should be, at least at this particular store. Now, what's really going on here? Why do we allow this to happen? I don't know. Are we lazy? Do we just not pay attention anymore? We let the media continue to just steamroll over us? How many people out there hadn't heard about this? How many people out there just assume that the media is always telling us the truth? Now, I know in my audience, a lot of you guys, know what's going on. But maybe somebody comes across this video and doesn't know about this, hadn't heard about this story, and hopefully, you begin to open your eyes a little bit to how manipulative the media is, how they take what's going on in the world and they show it to us through a biased, progressive, liberal-leaning filter so that they can control you, they can control the story, they can control what happens in this country. And hopefully, you begin to wake up at least just a little bit.